Welcome to the weekly Tavern Brawl. In this video, we're going to tell you how to approach this, how to win it, and the best way to do so. This is called Dex Assemble, and in this one, a lot of the strategizing happens in-game, actually. We do have a little bit of a recommendation for you, since you're going to be drafting cards. Try to stay away from playing Warlock, not necessarily greatly effective. A lot of people seem to like Demon Hunters, or generally classes like Hunter or Mage that are versatile, are a good idea to go with. We're gonna, I think, for the purpose of this, go with Demon Hunter. Seems to be the most popular choice, and for good reason, mostly. There
is other advantages, of course. You've got the kind of the most predictable discovery pool, though there's still a lot of neutral cards. The hero power is very nice because it only costs 1 mana. So
get it in
you rarely have the exact perfect amount of mana, but having 2 left over is, of course, rarer than 1. So there is definitely
have its advantages.
Some advantages here. And we will... see right away, so you start off with a deck that consists of those sorts of cards.
Chickens,
spare parts, tarnished coins.
And now we draft
And then
cards.
at the start of every turn, you get to discover a card, and I already see something very intriguing here.
Assemnle is not very good, of course, because of that. But we'll take the
Warglaves.
Warglaves definitely best pick.
And then we're just going to play a chicken, we're going to give it some health, you know, as you do. And so every card we played, you might have seen, the deck becomes bigger.
Go back.
And now at the end of the turn, our cards go into the deck, and we get 4 random ones drawn out of the deck.
Chickens.
If you recruit a card out of your deck, then that will not be shuffled back in, so then it's permanently gone. If you discard a card, same deal. So some strategies are to intentionally remove some of the bad cards from your deck, but more importantly, it's just draft as consistently good as you can. General rule of thumb, cards that are good in Arena are going to be good in here, minus card draw. Like, card draw cards are not going to be as impactful because you're always going to have 5 cards every turn. Yeah. So card draw not as important, but everything else, pretty much, that's good in the Arena is going to be good here and vice versa. So that's just the general idea here. And, okay, another interesting point to be made here.
The bomb would probably show up pretty quickly.
You are technically never drawing cards unless it comes from a card draw effect. So if you put something like Sephorian Bomber, your opponent is just going to get a bomb added to their deck and then potentially on their hand. Yeah. So,
be that card.
In a way, if you can shuffle enough bombs, it's actually worse than drawing them. While you're not taking the damage, you're also not going to have cards to play.
So do you want to instead take the Murloc?
Actually, I think I want to take the bomb.
Let's take it.
Because also, the other thing is, you don't want to have that many cheap cards because that just makes your deck worse in the late turns.
Shuffling a lot of chickens, but we have the Warglaves. Can't play it, of course, but hopefully we'll get those up soon. They could be quite useful.
Yeah, so there's kind of 2 trains of thought with what cards to pick up. Either ones that are immediately useful, or ones that you bank for the future because you want to have them drawn. In theory, if you could pick up something immediately useful every turn, then what you shuffled before doesn't matter as much. But of course, that's not always going to be the case, so try staying away from very situational cards. And that's why I said, like, generally the idea, like Arena cards, right? If it's vanilla stats, has a positive battle cry, you'll probably love it.
A lot of chickens coming in right now.
Yeah.
Chicken on board.
Of course, also, like, 1 damage based board leader sort of things generally also tend to be pretty good. Anything that synergizes with 1 mana spells, of course, but that's also all very edge case stuff. I like Stegatron or Draconid here.
I think Draconid's pretty good.
I think Draconid's the best one as well.
That one. Do we just hero power and play 2 cards?
I think we play 2 cards in hero power, yes. Yeah. And then I also think we're gonna
trade the rest off with the 1/2, I guess, and then we have a pretty decent board of chickens.
Yeah, try to stay ahead on the board, of course. General Hearthstone basic stuff as well.
Bomber could come down next turn.
Yes, exactly. And then again, if he gets it, he's just gonna have it done on his hand. For 1 card, that's not necessarily that bad. But you've seen we sometimes play almost our entire hand, and the worse your deck gets, obviously, right?
He's gonna play it.
Interesting card, by the way, in this matchup as well, or in this thing as well in general, is Skulking Geist, which can remove the spare parts from both players' decks. Of course, if you have bombs in your opponent's decks, even more so, because at that point, their deck is going to be worse than yours.
There's Ordinary Tortoise.
Yeah, I mean, he's going relatively low on health with that.
We like to see that. I think it's a decent chance to coin at the bottom if we don't find something much better. I like Shard a lot.
I like Shard as well. But I think we're just going to coin the Bomber here.
Bomber still. Face.
It has decently valued stats, and again, it's going to make his deck worse, which is kind of the worst thing you can do to your opponent in this deck, and this brawl, besides, killing them.
It's kind of a dud card, which is good. We have Warglaves.
Yes.
Definitely want to get that to good use. But we're trying to be aggressive here and just push the damage.
There is some cards that you should maybe avoid. Twin Slice is not great, because you shuffle a bunch of second slices into your deck as well. Same idea goes for Urzul Horror, which does the same thing. Fireflies, those sort of cards where they generate another weak card, generally not as much. If you're playing Druid, for example, and you get the Forest 8, doesn't matter as much.
Yeah, it was Forest
because
8.
you don't mind shuffling the Twin Spell version as much
Forest 8
either.
is always a good card.
So generally to consider anything that generates a card, that better be a good card.
It must be good.
So if you have something that reliably generates weak cards, you probably don't want it. If you have something that it says like discover a spell, then maybe you want it, but it's not as cut and dry as in other places because that spell is going to stick with you for the entire game.
Really, the key to winning this game is to play better cards than your opponent.
I mean, yeah, that oftentimes is what a Hearthstone game comes down to, and again, just anything that's consistently useful is going to be way better, of course.
We could consider pushing real damage this turn. I'd take the Reaver even, just for another point at some point. I think we would go Warglaze and just push everything where it goes, right?
Just everything face?
Yeah, why not? You know, put some pressure on. You hit him with the glaives.
It's very plausible. Generally...
Just pick up Taunts, Blades alone, we'll do it.
Yeah, generally the playstyle I would recommend for something like this is a tempo-oriented one, but you definitely gotta know when to go for the throat.
There's the Kama.
Very slow.
It's gonna shuffle some Akama Prime, but it is kind of slow.
Yeah, that's also the thing. You can, if you get one of those, of course you can shuffle multiple primes into your deck.
I think we're gonna put him on a 2-turn clock here. We should definitely push the hero power. Get him down to 4. Do you like Pyro as maybe like an out, or do you want...
Pyro is interesting because we get a lot of small spells. That being said, Felfin is probably the best
one.
one.
Let's say Felfin here, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hero power and hit the face. With the chicken too, so he's at 4.
And then hit the Felfin into the Tortoise. Yeah.
Play a chicken down for good measure and say we win next turn.
By the way, regular coin does not get shuffled back into your deck for the second player, just as a side note. It's a very minor thing, but it doesn't get shuffled when you play it. So if you have it on your hand, I should probably say that at the beginning, but we didn't get it, so I didn't think of it. If you have the regular coin on your hand and you don't need it for mana, you might not want to play it so that you can redraw it later, but the moment you play it, it's out of your deck.
Sure. Opponent already hallucinating. Got no idea what to do, no way to save this. Hopefully if he doesn't pick up a taunt, we're just gonna...
Doesn't seem like he did.
We're going to breeze it. And that is not... None of this is going to win him any games. Not today.
Yeah, and I think you should obviously see that. We have another pair of Warglaves if we needed them.
Yep. Looks like Illidan's about to escape his prisoner. There we go. Good.
Right! I didn't think about that.
We just got out of there. We escaped. We like, yo, hey, not today. Too fast. Too fast.
Do you want to show another one, or is that?
I think that's enough. You get the point.
I was about to say it's not like
it's a Tavern Brawl.
It's kind of random.
There's no like loss limit or anything. If you lose, play again. That's the strategy of Tavern Brawl. If you lose, play it again.
I think Demon Hunter is one of the more straightforward ones to play. Mage and Druid are similarly good for the idea that you kill the chickens.
You ping a lot of chickens. Roll
Hunter good because it likes beasts.
Yeah, and you like to also go face.
One of the most solid hero powers. But yeah, whichever one you prefer of those.
Stay away more from like things like Warlock or Shaman, I guess.
Warlock is awkward because
Totem stack up a bit weird against flooded boards, and Warlock you draw cards.
Warlock, the hero power, is in this context the worst one.
Yeah.
And also, the card pool is pretty mediocre because a lot of them have downsides that you might not want as much.
Generally, they want to discover from a card pool of a class that's pretty direct, and Demon Hunter is definitely a good example for that. But that's how we would approach this, and if you haven't done it yet, that's how you should approach it. So thank you for watching this video. Drop a like on it if it helped you out, if you did enjoy, and subscribe to TrashcanTV. If you want to go the extra mile, you can join our Discord server. Link to that's in the description, where you can hang out with us and our community and everybody who's in there. It's a great place to be, so hopefully we're going to see you soon, and next video is coming out tomorrow. Tournament's still going on, it's fun, and we're going to see you in the next one. JJ.
That's it.
That's it.